What's up, everybody? Familiar face, Joe Sullivan. Doesn't need an introduction. Been on this channel many times. We're back to training together. He's entering a fat loss phase. The future is yet to be seen for Joe, but we will be dieting for a while, and it will be fun. We'll be training with high volumes again, doing mostly upper body-esque stuff. We'll probably talk about that in the video. Joe says he's not really officially talked about his direction, but you guys are going to be getting some insights first, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get to training. We're going to talk about why he's doing some things and I'm doing others, but we're going to be kind of training together, pushing each other, all that good stuff. Loving, caring, hugging, all the things you guys like to see. Let's get to it. I'm going to be doing a flat close grip Smith. Joe's heading over to the close grip bench press. He's going to be doing that. It's more for a spiritual thing for Joe. He wants to keep in some heavier compound stuff. As we moved into our high volume training last time, we got into a couple of mesocycles where we moved away from a lot of the big three that Joe likes to do. Joe is straight up a powerlifter, guys. Like, that's where his passion lies. He's one of the best in the world at it. Squatting 1,000 pounds is a goal that he will achieve. I have to remind him sometimes he's only 31 years old. But Joe, if you want to talk about what's going on and why we're doing what we're doing, feel free, man. I think it's good for...
No, I know. It's good to actually put it out there. It's just part of the fear thing that Jared and I have spoken about. But like I've gotten injured. I got injured recently after having kind of an identity crisis where I was like, do I want to do bodybuilding? Do I want to focus on powerlifting? Because admittedly, I still have goals in powerlifting. I know I'm 31. I know I could do it at 40 if I wanted to. It's just having the decision to do it, then get knocked down, do it, get knocked down over and over. It's debilitating, but then I have to remind myself the name of my business is the Adapter Die Collective for a reason. So stop being a fucking idiot. But in terms of the psychological side, whether I do end up on the stage or back on the powerlifting platform overcoming this recent injury, it's yet to be determined. But I do know, like Jared and I spoke about, and this is why it's important to have not only good training partners, but good people in your life to give you perspective and just ameliorate some of that like psychological stress. The plan should be control what you can control. I'm going to lose some fat. I'm going to train high volume, and I'm going to psychologically help myself out by leaving in bigger compound lifts where I can.
Yeah. And I talk about this in so much of my training, guys. Gym Pop clients, 70-30, what they need to do versus what they enjoy. Elite fucking athletes, 95-5. Mm-hmm. Elite athletes who are moving in a direction that they're kind of forced to go into, 95-10 or 90-10.
Yeah.
If I were to get injured today and let's say I hurt my knee or something and I couldn't do leg training, that's a big psychological burden for anybody who's a high level athlete to bear. Mm-hmm. And what I would want to do is continue to train my legs, or what I would need to do, let's say my legs were a bad point, what I would need to do is continue to train my legs. But now I have this ability to go and put more volume into my upper body where I want to put that volume. So I would probably put that volume in my lateral fucking delts in my arms, because you can never have too big a lateral delts or arms. And that is a want. And I'm gonna go do some movements that I want to do in that process. Joe is keeping in a lot of the movements that he's used to. And guys, when you're dieting down, I don't give a fuck if you're doing Smith, if you're doing flat normal, if you're doing some kind of cambered. The stimulus is such that it's so goddamn similar, it's fine. And all the fucking optimal bullshit can be set to the fucking side. Like if I gave somebody a program and I said, pick a flat press variation that is heavier compounds of your choice. That's something I would write into a client's program. And that's kind of what Joe's doing. Mm-hmm. He's doing a narrow or close grip, flat barbell bench press, whereas I'm doing the Smith because I already have it programmed, and I'm keeping in mind that I'm going to be going into other variations later on. Joe's doing this brief fat loss period, and we'll see what happens after that. Keeping in the heavy compound close grip where he's already been doing bench press. You were in, how many weeks into strength training were you?
Like 6, 7, 8, something around there.
So he's already very well acclimated to doing heavier compound shit anyway. It's not a big deal to come down, start losing some body fat, and keep that shit in. If you're way too caught up in like, well, technically he needs to be doing no pressing whatsoever and skulls are better and you can just do triceps for 4 times a week. Like, nobody gives a shit. He's not trying to optimize hypertrophy. He's trying to lose body fat and maintain what he currently built already from his high volume periods into his strength periods. And he put on a lot of fucking tissue when we trained together.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that was fun, getting to actualize that shit. Yeah. Now he's going to do this, come back, get healthy, and over the course of training with high volumes again, he'll put on more tissue and he'll be even stronger down the line. And that's just kind of something that we'll continue to remind each other of and put out there, and he'll feel better at the end of all this shit. So,
yep, I know. It's just getting to it. It's easy to fall into that whole like, well, this thing goes wrong, and then like fall into that hole of like, nothing is ever going to go right, but you're never going to find out if anything will go right if you sit in that fucking stagnation. And that's where I'm breaking out of and why we're training together again, because admittedly, I was very stagnant and just sitting, and I can't live like that. And I don't think anyone with any like large level goals or small level goals can live comfortably in that position.
So guys, this is why catching up with your friends is a good idea.
It is.
We did all this over sushi. We were like, should we get some sushi? We haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, let's get some sushi. And then we had a long talk, and we're like, let's just train together again.
Yeah.
And now I get to see my friend again. Look at that. Look at that, guys.
Communication.
Reach out to your friends.
Yay.
Text your friends today. Tell them you love them. I know it's election day, and you might hate some of them, but either way.
All right, cool. Thank you. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good.
We're going to get warmed up, both of us, separately. And then we'll head over. I'll push Joe through his sets. He'll push me through mine. But guys, I recorded this one the other day. This is my close grip bench. Heading into my skulls, back to close grip bench. Again, I said it in the other video. If you didn't see that one, you can go watch it. You don't have to. It's more vloggy style, my own camera. Narrow close grip. First, heavier compound. You still get some front delt and some pec involvement. So I'm getting a lot of pecs out of this still, but it is a close grip, which is obviously targeting the triceps. I'm massing such that I'm emphasizing my arms and my back. This is good. I'm still getting enough stimulus to my chest, especially with the cam bench on the other day, to where I'm getting 6 to 8 sets of chest, mostly tricep variations-esque. I'm moving into the close grip or the skulls after this, and then back to the same variation of close grip because it's going to tax my triceps and then make it to where they're kind of giving way first. So I drop a good, what was it last week? Almost 100 pounds from the first close grip to the second close grip because I have skull crushers in between. And the second close grip is so much more targeted on my triceps that I'm going to be taking on a shitload of, like, they're going to go to failure first, basically. So still getting the chest in on this first one, and then just like a shitload of tricep volume, still allowing my chest to get some of the work. Again, that's because I'm emphasizing my arms and my back. It's not something I would normally do if I was going through a normal mesocycle where I'm like distributing the volume evenly across all muscle groups. But I'm liking it so far. My elbows so far aren't too pissed off. So we'll warm up quite a bit and see kind of where it goes. I've already done 135. I'm going to slap on 225 and go from there. Sitting at like 238 this morning. When was the Olympia? 3 weeks ago now? I think I ended around 221, 222, because I was still trying to diet a little bit. And it just wasn't working out. 3 weeks, put on quite a bit of water. Now putting on some lean tissue and some fat, sitting at 228. 16-ish pounds or so. Not terrible. I don't want to get much above 245 this mass. I had a conversation the other day. I think one of the biggest issues for people in contest prep for getting like super lean is they get too fat when they mass. When I was doing masses where I was going to 260, 265, contest prep took anywhere from 12 to this last one, 20 weeks. And kind of just over that shit. You get enough protein, you're slightly hypercaloric, you're training with enough volume, and you have enough anabolics, obviously, you're gonna put on muscle. So that's the focus here. Nice, clean, slow mass, and not turning into a fucking slop.
Yeah, fucking this is me shilling and selling out further, even though I make no money off of this. But just going forward, I'm probably even if I do transition to the powerlifting stuff, just because it's easy, I honestly think I'm just going to use the RP app.
Fuck yeah.
Just because it like auto progresses you, and it's
And with the
proactive deloading as well. So this works well.
And like you said, even if it is with the powerlifting,
Yeah.
like I can just instruct you on how to cap the volume.
Right.
Or
right.
if you're just programming it anyway, you can just remove a set if it adds it and you don't fucking want it there.
Exactly. And that's kind of like what I was going to do. Because it's like if I not that I have done it as willy-nilly as before, but like you can see that you can manipulate it.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to do that, you know, because it just makes it convenient. So
what are you thinking on the leg days?
That's me and you having a discussion on it, because I really have no idea.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just gonna, if you notice, I have lateral delts and biceps every single time that I'm training legs also.
Yep.
We do that first.
Yep.
Or we do it last.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing my crazy hunched over deadlift variation or my squats, you can do like your rehab, prehab shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, which is what I figured, you know. Because it's like, I don't, like, honestly, I haven't really done anything other than like unilateral this side extensions and curls thus far. But like, I'll just have to, because it's not this week, but next week I'll actually get the clear to reintroduce range of motion.
Good.
So after that, even if it's just the most simple body weight stuff.
Dude, after that, we can fuck you up.
Oh, I know, believe me. And that's why it's like, I'm not, the whole thing's frustrating. Like, getting hurt is frustrating, but like, I'm also not worried about it. Cause like we talked about, as soon as you reintroduce stimulus, and if you know how to train, like know how to invoke more stimulus through, I'm assuming, like huge range of motion, slow tempos, supersets, metabolic conditioning, et cetera, everything that he does in every fucking video.
Dude, we could fucking,
it'll come back quick.
Yeah.
So
we can even do blood restriction.
Oh, fuck yeah. I thought about that.
I did leg press with blood restriction for my meniscus ACL.
Yeah.
With snatch grip deficit deadlifts in that like weightlifting position.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dude, that was the hardest training of my fucking life.
I bet.
And my legs were back to normal size in like 3 months.
I know, yeah. And it
was crazy.
I forgot about that, but I had the thought, like, when this happened. Have you ever done BFR cycling?
Oh, dude, that'll fuck you up at first. If you just did that for a week.
Dude, okay, this is what my rehab is going to be. This is like superset BFR cycling into like body weight lunges.
Oh, perfect.
Just do that. Do like 3 sets of that, and that'll be enough for like the first like week to 4.
100%.
So yeah. There we go. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, sprints on the bike are already no joke.
Looking forward to that.
You fucking tie that shit off up here. Oh my god,
dude, my legs look so weird right now though, because like this quad has like shrunk, but my adductor is still way big, and it just looks so fucking odd.
I have old pictures of like
I'm not gonna post it yet, but I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is
dude. It's still hard for me to post mine.
Why do you think that I'm covered like this? It's terrible.
The handy dandy app telling me 315 again today. Today is going to be 10 on the top, the first set. And then we move into 3 sets of skulls, 2 more sets of Smith bench. And then I'll do a PM tonight, probably. For those of you who don't follow me from the United States, like I just said, it's election day. Oh, pretty important election, guys. So hopefully you went out and voted. We don't discuss too much politics. You know, it's like, I get it from both angles. It's really funny. You guys can hear this, and you can hear my stance. On one hand, I'm gonna get reamed for not posting any sort of views about any social justice issues or fucking political issues. When bad shit happens, like, Jared, we see you're not posting. Well, usually it's only the few. And then whenever we do post stuff, people are like, stay in your lane. It's like, I promise I know more than you do about most of this shit. My lane is over your lane, so shut the fuck up, first of all. Second of all, like, I'm actually an intellectual. I actually think about stuff. I have a worldview, believe it or not. But I don't post about that shit, right? Like, all my close friends know who I am as a person. They know what I believe. And all my friends from left to right to center to whatever the fuck, we all get along. Because we're able to actually have rational conversations, which do not happen on the fucking internet. Because incels exist. So we don't discuss our shit on the internet, you know what I mean? We discuss it with each other, and it's really cool. We have actual discourse, fun conversations. And then we give each other shit for what we believe, and it's fucking hilarious, and nobody gets offended. That's why you don't discuss it online. People don't give a shit. All they see is you said one thing. I could say right now, I'm libertarian, and then say, I'm kind of forced to vote in a certain direction. And you can come up with your assumption, and you can put it in the comments and be like, see, he's the fucking Trump supporting asshole, or he's the fucking Kamala supporting SJW. And it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. We don't discuss it here. We discuss how to get jacked, how to live a healthy lifestyle, so that when D-Day does come, you're able to hold up whatever weapon of choice you have, whether it's a dildo or a rifle, and swing it. Yep. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so that's potentiation. I potentiated with 315. The working load. Sometimes you can go over potentiate. It's fine. Joe has worked up the 315. I'm gonna go spot him real quick, and we'll start doing our working sets. So let's go ahead and get over there. Joe, did you potentiate with? Oh, you're going out to 365?
What?
Are you going to 365 or just potentiating?
I'm doing 365.
That if Joe drops this on himself, it stays on him. We want it to stay on him. No fucking potentiator or set.
I'm doing a set. I did a 3-2 potentiate, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this with like
Minimal leg drive.
Yeah.
That was always a fun time. Oh yeah. So again, he's keeping that in for the enjoyment of his training. He'll be doing some heavy compound shit and then moving into, I believe, skulls with me.
Yep.
Are you gonna come back and do narrow grip press, or are you just gonna do all your top sets, down sets, and then skulls?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah. Whatever you find more enjoyable, I think is best for you. Triceps last, like capping the chest volume and the pushing volume, and then hitting your triceps is probably just fine.
Yeah, let's do that then. That sounds good to me. So
you do 2 top, 1 down, or
two top, 1 down, 2 top, 2 down, whatever. Because I'm like pinky on the ring now, then I'll go to like smooth, and then JM skulls.
Perfect.
So thank you.
Cool.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
First week or two.
Second
week, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like 3 in the tank probably.
Cool.
Feel like by the end of this mess, my elbows might be a little pissed.
Yeah.
But
triceps will be bigger.
That's right.
It's like,
which one? Win-win.
Can I get a lift?
Yep.
Lost a little on the 5th one, but
yeah,
fine. Thank you.
We're good. Cool.
It's easy work. I'm trying to do the off-season powerlifter thing where like I don't want to use any equipment because I'm not going to wear a belt or wrist wraps or anything.
That's smart too. So
it's self-regulating.
Limits the load.
Yeah.
Drop off is a little less when I'm massing.
Yeah.
When I'm dieting, it's like 10, 6.
Yeah, no, I know, dude. Believe me, I get it.
Down to the skulls. Next, and then we'll come back to the Smith close grip. But Joe's gonna hop in after his down set on the skulls with me, so. Hell yeah. Me and Joe both grew up in the Midwest where higher rates of seasonal depression are, obviously. So anytime it drops below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, I immediately start getting, this is my mood decreases.
Yes.
I start supplementing with more vitamin D, vitamin E, all that good shit. But
I literally did the fucking Huey Hooverman shit this morning. Woke up and I'm like, I gotta get outside, and I just went and I was like, help me.
Son,
Revitalize.
Come through the clouds.
Please.
I don't know how you motherfuckers in the UK do it, but I do understand why you're pissed off all the time and you're always ranting about how hardcore you are.
No, I get it. It's why, I mean, after as much as I and I think, well, you don't even bitch about it that much. I bitch about the heat. I'm fat. I get hot. But being in Vegas, I'd take 110 degrees over like a winter with snow and ice.
100%.
A million times over. So.
Yeah, you timed your injury perfectly.
Yeah, I know.
And by perfectly, I mean the worst.
the worst. The worst time to sync up everything. But again, what is life without a little hardship?
It's the best time for a lot of things.
No, I know. It's just fucking focusing up. Like, yeah. I don't know. I've always been that guy where it's like, give me a couple of days or a week to be fucking sad, and it's like I need to feel my shit.
But also, like, we can,
and then it's just,
it just shows you how powerful the brain really is. Like, if you're always negative, you're just gonna have negative shit happen in your life. If you're positive and you can make positivity out of any situation, you're just gonna be happy perpetually. Like, most people would say, fuck, it's winter, I just injured myself, blah, blah, blah. Joe, and what we did when we discussed stuff, was, dude, this is so serendipitous. There's so many other things in your life. This injury honestly could have been a really good thing for multiple reasons. Some shit Joe's going through that could turn out really well. The coaching shit, like putting more effort into bodybuilding, getting lean for his coaching business. Like, there's so many good things that could come from this redirection because of a small setback. And that's the thing, like, I think me and Joe and any elite athlete can attest to this. It's that type of directed thinking that allows you to be an elite athlete. I'm injured now. This is more time to improve in this area. Or I didn't get to compete in this. COVID was a big one.
Yeah.
All the shows getting canceled, people prepping for full years, shit like that. It really did show, like, there's some fucking bodybuilders out there who just have that. They have that shit. Whatever it is, they have it. Because I know people who prep for a year and a half due to COVID just so they could do their show and qualify for the Olympia. That shit's nuts. I just did it for 28 weeks and I bitched the whole time. So
yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah, it's cool to see Joe's kind of mindset.
Well,
where it was, where it is, and just a nice reminder to myself. Things can always be worse. You don't direct it in the right direction.
It's not always outworking anybody. It's outlasting too.
100%, man.
How many people have come up and, like, how long you been bodybuilding? As long as I've been powerlifting.
Yeah, 14, like, 15 years.
How many people you come up and they're like, this is my life, and then 3 years later, they're doing BJJ or something.
Yeah, or nothing.
Or nothing, All
right, Joe, let's go. Yes. Hell yeah. All right. 3 sets. 10, 9, and then I think 2 in the tank on the last.
2 what?
2 in the tank.
Okay, got it.
For you, 3.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm extending this as well.
I'm gonna take the 10s off. I am not as strong on tricep isolation as anchor arms over here.
I wish.
And I will probably
I think
ask
the
for,
emphasis is working though.
yeah, right. I will probably ask for like technique help because these always feel weird. Like unless you're cueing me specifically. Like whenever I try to do them on my own, I'm like,
okay. Yeah. Not bad. I would say you could probably come. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Elbows, fight them in. And then if you want to scoot back on the bench, you can. So make it more of a JM style. Elbows in and high.
Yep.
Good. Good, Joe. In and high. In and high. Good. In. Come on, Joe. Fight him. There you go. Yeah. Good shit, Joe. Last one. Fight him in. Big time. Fight him in. Good. A little better?
yeah, yeah. It's that the in and up thing is hard for me.
Front rack.
The up. Yeah, right.
Front rack position.
And I've always struggled with the front rack position, so it makes sense. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, and this will help force you into it. So.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing. Dual benefit for any powerlifters watching the channel. Doing all of the extended range of motion, bicep curls, the preachers leaning away and opening up. It's helped my external rotation and like the supination of my wrist.
Fuck yeah.
Even with the repaired bicep tendons, it allowed me to get in like a way better mixed rep position.
Good.
On the sumo
That's sick.
deadlift. So little dual benefits there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like if you were to try it in front rack, and I just took your fucking arms and went like this.
I know. It's loaded stretching.
It's cool. So it'll help you get that too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I've never really lost the front rack position.
Yeah, yeah. That's why, like, looking back on my training career, like, I wish I emphasized, like, this style of full ROM, like,
during your accessory.
When I was putting my tissue on and, like, getting bigger and just training in general. So just a benefit to this is, like, just range of motion, not actually, like, any more stimulus or muscle gain or whatever, but literally just being flexible and not a rigid piece of shit. So column A, column B.
Yeah, a lot of powerlifters are just getting through their accessory stuff.
Exactly.
Which sucks because, you know, there's a benefit. It's not there for no reason.
Yeah. And that was me for so long.
Yeah.
You know, but it's so much more fun fucking throwing plates on back squat and just fucking There you go, Jared.
So I have 3 sets of those today. They're all programmed because it adds a set. When it adds a set, it keeps the weight the same. We have a feature now where you can just change the weight on that final set. I'm going to change it. I don't like dipping below that 10 rep range for movements like this. It's probably a little more strenuous in the elbows. And you get a better stimulus for the triceps doing that probably 10 to 25 range anyway. So I'm going to go down and try to get back up above 10. I'm gonna move back to close grip now. It'll be more focused on the triceps since I have a pretty damn big pump in my triceps now. So it's gonna be quite the drop in load. Again, I think last week it was 100 pounds. I'm gonna check, I think it's a 235. So going up a little bit on the down sets. The reps might have been a little low for my liking. I like to kind of try to shift this down set, especially when you're trying to emphasize something and you have that kind of intermediate movement to separate the down sets. I do like to shift the rep range up. So I might try to go 10 to 15 instead of that 7 to 10 range for the top sets. 235 might be dipping me below that. So I'll probably put on 225, change in the app. When I do that, the reps will shoot up a little bit. So it might put me at like 12 instead of 10. So I'm gonna do that and show you guys what happens. I'll have you film my phone when I do that.
Weight loss can get very complex. Dozens of food groups, meal timing, specific supplements, the whole gamut. At RP, we have helped over 100,000 people get into their lifetime best shapes. And we learned how to simplify the dieting process so much that the whole diet you can use to get in your best shape only takes up 1 page. And for no extra charge, you'll also get our RP Gym-Free at-home workout plan, 8 easy-to-read ebooks about diet science, cooking, and all fitness essentials, and both a meal prep and on-the-go eating guide. It's the simplest diet you'll ever follow. And if simple results are up your alley, click the link in the description of this video to get started.
So doing 230 has me at 10 reps. Like I said, I want to get that down. Boom, it bumped up to 11:10. So we're gonna do 225 today. And going to try, I think 11 will be fine. Even if I have more in the tank, I'm gonna stop at 11 because the app always auto-regulates whenever you do the biofeedback. So it's gonna ask me questions after this that I'm gonna answer honestly, and then that will determine what I do next week. I can add reps indefinitely until I reach failure. So if you feel like you have way more in you that week, try to just do what it said because it's basing it off your biofeedback from the previous week plus other sessions from the previous week, and it'll automatically kind of get you into that range where you're doing the right amount of volume, especially toward the end of the mesocycle. That was really good. That was pretty accurate, I would say. Really reaching the bar, the chest of the bar. I probably had like 3 left, not modifying technique and putting more emphasis on the front delta or pecs. So we're gonna move into our last set of close grip. After this, I have a cable tricep. And I talked about this in my other video too. I'm gonna do it in the afternoon. I should probably do it now. Maybe that's the other day. I have to look at my app again. I might be bullshitting you guys. I have lateral lats and biceps though, with forearms, which I'm gonna do in the PM. I like to still do AM PMs if I can. So this will be the last set today. A little more rest here, and then we'll go chit chat with Joe a little bit, and that'll be the video. But hopefully you guys got a lot of insights into like what Joe's doing, how to train for enjoyment as well, and just really getting the most out of kind of any situation that you're put into, whether that be good, perceivably bad, and just the mindset around it. Because Joe really is one of the best guys in the world at doing that. And we've been pretty insightful our whole lives in this perspective. So it's nice to hear those types of things, how what can be perceived as a setback can actually propel you forward in many areas. And it's just kind of rewiring your brain and making yourself more positive and thinking that way. So guys, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna chat with Joe and then we'll do an outro. That'll be the video. How does it feel?
It's good. It's good. Just training as a power lifter versus a bodybuilder, at least a bodybuilder with full ROM like this. you'll get pumps as a power lifter, but it's more like, I'm just out of breath and my legs are pumped a little bit. This is like, I can't move
Everything
my
hurts.
arms and I have 2 more sets. This is fantastic. Fuck.
What movement did you choose?
I was doing cable easy bar,
Hell yeah.
and then now I'm just doing cable upright row. So
The
I'm trying to,
the delt pumps are really what
dude,
fucked me up.
Oh, I say it's my biceps and my delts.
Yeah.
Like the 2 things that which is hilarious because those are the 2 things that I need to grow. I have no real difficulty like recruiting them.
Yeah.
It just hurts. And it's not the fun hurt that I like quads. It's just like, ow.
Delts are like when you walk around and you like have to rest against shit
Yeah.
to feel better, and you still don't feel better.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
You want
If
pressure
you put
on
your
it,
arms
but
up like
not-
this, you're doing more reps.
Exactly.
And if you
Yeah.
put your arms like this, it's just uncomfortable. Like, most important part of the whole session, right here, is called not being a dick. See? Look at that. So that was Joe's official welcoming back to
Finally.
high volume training. I think we have a really good clear-cut plan for Joe. Just as like a friend. Not, you know, we've talked about me and Joe working together closely. Like if I ever do powerlifting meet, I'm straight up just hiring Joe. I don't want to fucking worry about it. And same with me. Joe kind of reached out to me beginning of the year when we decided kind of hypertrophy training. Like, hey, I don't want like an official coach, but like, can you help me with this shit? So kind of shot some stuff over to him yesterday. Just kind of, I wanted him to not, as a friend, just not have to think about it. It's a pain in my ass to always have to like structure my annual plan and what am I going to do here, what am I going to do there. And it leads to those constantly overthinking situations, like kind of what Joe put himself into when we stepped away when I was in contest prep, and he was like, didn't have that direction. He's like, okay, fucking powerlifting, because I feel like powerlifting and that's what I'm gonna fucking do. And I think with the structure of an actual plan laid out in front of Joe, he's such a damn good athlete. It's like, okay, this is the fucking plan, and we have it structured up until like 8 to 12 weeks, and it's a solid plan. I'm gonna stick to that. So I think we have laid out something really well for Joe, especially after talking a bunch, that he will stick to, even when we're not, like, you know, we're going to be traveling a lot. So he's traveling this week, I'm traveling next week, and then we're going to be back, which times out perfect for the periodization anyway. But I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too, man. And I don't know, I've said it to Jared privately, but like, I appreciate it, dude. Like, you know I do. And that's a testament to anybody, like, especially whether you're an amazing athlete. Not saying that about myself, but it's like whether you've accomplished a lot or you're just getting into it, you don't always need somebody to hold your hand and tell you exactly what to do, but literally just having someone whether it's one person or a couple of people where you can actually take a step back and say, this is what you're doing at this time, this is what you're doing at this time, and setting up those little checkpoints so you can't present yourself the opportunity to ping back over here, over here, over here. It's just walking in the direction of where you want to go. Maybe not exactly on that path, but still that way is the key. So whatever I decide to do, whether it's bodybuilding or powerlifting or just training in this manner and getting healthy, getting leaner and becoming a better athlete, this is what I have to do it. It's control what you can control and just keep marching forward. So
It's cool. I think the initial plan we laid out was really good anyway.
yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing.
And it's the same thing.
It's literally just fucking a little extra steps getting there. So
Yeah. And that's it. I'm glad you said that, because it's not a setback. It's just a step.
time was gonna. That's the thing. Time was gonna pass anyway.
Exactly.
So what's wrong with getting to it at a little later date? Like the whole somebody saying like, oh, you know, I don't want to. I've waited too long to start my fitness journey. It's like, who gives a shit when you start? We're all gonna die eventually. So it's better to get to it than just fucking wait around for it.
Yeah, now we can, periodization-wise, set Joe up for a really successful strength block when he gets to it. Whether that is he does a show or he just trains with hypertrophy. The end goal is Joe is going to squat 1,000 pounds. You know, unless he walks outside right now and we both get hit by a fucking bus or something crazy happens, he's gonna do it. And this step in the direction of hypertrophy training will only make him better as far as being able to go make that tissue stronger. The bodybuilding show never has to happen, but the hypertrophy training and kind of losing fat and periodizing in that manner was gonna happen regardless. And now we just fucking wait and see how the knee feels, what meats come available, what he decides with the bodybuilding stuff, and we just auto-regulate the plan. That is the number one thing with coaching. You're constantly getting feedback from a client or athlete, and you're auto-regulating depending on what's going on in their life specifically. So it's same with Joe. Like I get to bounce my IDs off Joe, you know. I think at one point Joe did tell me it was stupid to keep dieting, and I just didn't listen. And I ran into a bunch of issues. So it's nice to be able to at least voice stuff with people that you trust and that are high-level athletes and coaches. So you guys are going to see more bullshit, sappy chats with me and Joe in these videos to come. Lots of hard training. Lots of Joe getting shredded and looking kind of cool.
Got to.
So it's going to be fun, man.
Got to.
Hell yeah. See you guys later.